If you've ever tried to book a campsite at Bald Eagle State Forest in the middle of the summer, then you know the problem. They're gone, weeks in advance. So where do people who know central Pennsylvania go when they want to just get out and camp? Well, that's what this video is about. It's March 31st. For Memorial Day weekend, Bald Eagle is already 2/3 gone. And that's not surprising. It's not just popular, it's the only PA state forest most people have ever heard of. Same system, same weekend, Sproul State Forest. Bald Eagle gets the love. It deserves it. But at some point, the people who actually know central Pennsylvania stopped fighting for those sites. They just started looking somewhere else. Sproul sits about an hour west of Bald Eagle, roughly 4 hours from Philadelphia. Clinton County. You'll pass through Renovo on the way in, fuel up there. It's your last real stop before the forest closes in around you. Don't count on finding anything further west. What you get in return is a PA state forest that actually feels remote. No cell service worth mentioning, no other overlanders, just you, the forest, and however many nights you book. First question everybody asks, is it technical? Short answer, no. And that's not a knock on Sproul. Pennsylvania public land overlanding isn't about conquering terrain, it's about access. Nearly 2/3 of this state is forested, and a significant chunk of that is public. Sproul gives you 280,000 acres of it with almost no one else on it. That's the point. The roads are forest roads, gravel, dirt. A stock truck with decent ground clearance handles Sproul fine. What you're managing out here isn't difficulty, it's remoteness. Know where you are, have your maps downloaded offline, and you're good. Booking sites works the same way as every other PA state forest. Reserve America. If you've tried to get a site at Bald Eagle, you already know the system. Search Sproul State Forest, select your dates, and filter for dispersed motorized sites. Those are your rustic sites. No hookups, no amenities, a fire ring, and a flat spot. That's what you're looking for out here. What you'll notice immediately is the availability. Same holiday weekend that's 2/3 gone at Bald Eagle, Sproul has sites open. The gap is the whole point of this video. Book as far out as you can anyway. This won't stay quiet forever. Cell service is what it is out here. Patchy at camp, gone on the trail. Plan around it, not against it. Download your maps, tell someone where you're going, and stop checking your phone. You came out here to be not reachable. Lean into it. The best time to come is late spring through early fall. Spring runoff and storms can leave minor washouts on some roads, and a downed tree across a trail isn't unusual after bad weather. So check conditions before you go and carry a saw if you have one. Fall means sharing the forest with hunters, which isn't a problem if you're aware of it and dressed accordingly. Winter I'd avoid entirely. These roads are remote enough that getting stuck isn't an inconvenience, it's a situation. Snowmobiles share a lot of the forest roads when there's snow on the ground, which creates its own complications. Save Sproul for when the ground is clear. One thing worth saying directly, Sproul is genuinely remote. The nearest hospital is in Lock Haven, roughly 45 minutes to an hour, depending on where you are in the forest. Cell service on trail is essentially zero. That means you're coming in self-sufficient or you're taking a risk. Recovery gear, a first aid kit, a way to communicate that isn't your cell phone, and someone back home who knows your plan and when to expect you back. That's not overlanding paranoia, that's just how you do it out here. If something goes seriously wrong, your best asset is preparation before you leave the pavement. And then there's this. dispersed motorized campsites. Oh, like this one here. This is pretty sweet. Wow. This is way back off of any pavement, and this is an out and back trail. So if you're coming up here, you don't know where you're going, or you're coming up here to go to this campsite, and lots of space for a few rigs, and you're right by the run here, and it's just beautiful. So here's my honest take on Sproul. Go if you want a PA State Forest site on a holiday weekend without competing against everyone who's already found bald eagle. You're comfortable being genuinely remote, cell service is gone, the nearest hospital is 45 minutes out, and that's just the deal. You want central Pennsylvania to feel the way it did before it got popular. Don't go if you need hookups, amenities, or reliable cell service. You're not prepared to be self-sufficient for 2 or 3 days. You want technical trails and dramatic terrain. Sproul isn't that. Know what you're signing up for before you make the drive. If you've camped at Sproul or you're planning to, drop it in the comments. What did you find, or what are you looking for out there? Trail data is linked below through OnX, and if you're a channel member, I'll be dropping coordinates to the best sites I found in the community tab, including that creek site.